Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kendra and I am doing Vlogmas, meaning something every day. So what I have here are 6 ramekins, not mannequins, and they are sprayed with Pam, and I just don't know how much it'll make, so I did 6. I think if I do all of them, it'll be too low in the dish. I thought about doing them in individual, and I may still. I'd have to wash these out and start over. You know, it might be a better idea to use my little fry pan things, so I'm going to go get that ready. But to tell you, this is going to be best classic shepherd's pie recipe. And I'll link it. It says it's got, wow, 4.98 stars out of 2,396. That is a lot. I don't want to show it to you on film, but I'll show you the name of it there. And if you want to, you can look it up too. And, you know, AKA shepherd's pie or cottage pie. I didn't know it was also called cottage pie. I hope you'll stick around and watch me do this thing. Oh, I'm short on taters, so I'm trying to bulk it up. We'll see how that works for me. The very first thing I need to do is take this yellow onion that I've pre-chopped and fry it up in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil until it's, you know, translucent or whatever. And then I'll show you what's after that. So this recipe does say onions and oil first. I would have done the ground beef first, I think, but you know, it's got a lot of great reviews. So medium heat is what it says. And I've got the ground beef ready to go in a bowl right here next to me. Yeah, I think these are going to work a whole lot better because they're shallower and I can spread things thinner, mainly the potatoes. I have plenty of everything else. So I'll just have to wash these up. Oh well, I already sprayed them, so we're ready to go with that. And the onions I can hear sizzling away. The onions have gone now. I'm going to turn this off real quick for a minute. That vent is so loud. The onions are going to go now. They're done. And I'm going to add the ground beef, pepper, salt, and parsley. It also calls for rosemary. I'm choosing not to use it just because. You can use lamb in place of ground beef if you'd like, per recipe. You can't see it, but I put salt and pepper in here, and then you can't see the parsley because I forgot and started stirring it. I went, oh, I didn't show it. So it's cooking away. All right, I sopped up the oil with these paper towels and, you know, tongs, because I just didn't want to go through draining it in the sink and everything. Not down the sink, but, you know, over by the sink in another bowl, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now the next 2 steps, I believe, are garlic, and tomato paste, but I'm going to go look at that recipe. I was wrong. We need Worcestershire sauce and garlic, so I'm going to get that right now. So I'm using a, what do you call this, a stem shredder to keep my Worcestershire on, because the paper that I have that I use would have gotten wet and fallen apart. And here's a tablespoon of garlic. Jarlic. Same difference, I know. Okay, 1 minute. So it's been about 2 minutes, but I couldn't get over the fact that the next thing they want me to do is put in the tomato paste, which, you know, I understand that. And it's a tablespoon of tomato paste, and then 2 tablespoons of flour. And I guess that's what's going to, when I put the beef broth in, it's what's going to, you know, firm it up so it's not soup. Right? Right. All right, now I mix this until it's well incorporated. And so I'm going to turn my vent back on and turn off the camera. And I'll show you when it's done with this part. It did very well. Now I got to add a cup of, you know what, that wasn't exactly a cup. I got to add a cup of broth, the peas and carrots. It also says corn. Yeah, no. I decided I didn't want corn in it. It's just preference, you know. And it says if you're out of one thing or another, you use, you know, more of one or the other. So it's a forgiving recipe. It says, zoom back out, Kendra. There we go. It says that you can use lamb in here. I told you that. But if I used lamb, I don't know that I would use beef broth. I might use chicken. What do you guys think? I feel like it would mix together better. This looks just perfect to me. I think I think it's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so now I'm going to leave this here for a minute and see what I got to do next. All right, the meat is turned off, and now I'm going to turn my attention to the leftover mashed potatoes. And in the mashed potatoes that were already mashed potatoes, but I'm going to reconstitute as best I can and whip them up some, I added more butter, salt, pepper, onion powder, and more parsley. I like the look of a little green parsley on the top of the mashed potatoes. It doesn't call for that, but I did it anyway. I find that the taste of parsley in a cooked dish is really for show and not for blow. You know, it doesn't really have a big taste, so there's that. I set my oven to 400 degrees. I forgot to share that it also said to put more garlic into the mashed potatoes, and my husband's not a big garlic fan, and I already put it in the meat and veggies, so I'll just leave it out of this. Look at this. It used exactly all of it. I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on a second, because it's all used up. It was perfect. There's the clock, and it's 4:30 p.m. So anyway, now the actual recipe calls for a 9x9 casserole or another size casserole, and I just thought this would be more appealing to them, and they would eat it if it was cutesy. Maybe that's just the female in me, right? So 5 members of the family and 5, well, one's not going to be here. He never is. He moved out, but I still feed him. I mean, he's not here to eat it, but I still feed him. So it's going to go in the leftovers. Here's the sketchy part. Will this be enough? It's going to have to be. I wish I had done better, but I didn't. All right, it's empty, and check it out. I just put a mound the same size on each one. Now I'm going to get like a knife, I guess, and just spread it out like it's frosting. And then I have to put something on top of the potatoes. I think I've shared before how I came about these ramekin pots, but I'll tell you again. I used to belong to a club. My mom was in it too. We had bingo. People would donate things that they'd gotten as gifts or whatever, and they didn't want as our winnings. So my mom won, and she knew I'd been eyeballing them, and she said, when you win, you go get that other thing that she wanted, and we traded. Isn't that sweet of her? Yes, it was. And so also now, there were only 4 in the set. Now whenever I see one at the thrift store, I scoop them up. Because they're in there a lot. They must come with something, like maybe Omaha meats or something. I don't know. But they're ceramic, and they go in the oven great, and the dishwasher great, and all of that. So it says on the top, sprinkle a little parm, shredded parm. Can't really see it though, and I think I'm going to put a tiny bit of orange in there as well for color. You mean like orange like cheddar? Okay, just so you know. I thought that I had straight up sharp shredded cheddar, but I didn't. The only shredded I had was shredded Colby and Monterey Jack. So here we have it. And this is just my husband, not my husband, one of my kids. There's so many of them. Anyway, one of my kids said, it drives me crazy when you don't follow a recipe. Yeah, and I don't look to the bottom a lot of times before I start either. But you know what? I probably wouldn't have made it because I would have said there's too many substitutions here and not enough potatoes. But anyway, I'm going to stick them in the oven. I heard it beep, 400 degrees, and it says for 50 minutes, and it says to cover this. I hope I still have some non-stick foil because that cheese is coming off. Grief, I'm losing my mind. It's not 50. They'd be too, I thought, wow, that's a lot. It's uncovered for about 15 to 25 minutes, something like that. So I'll look at that before I put it in, but uncovered is good news too. I just hope this doesn't get too brown. In we go, and I put them, I think I told you I put them on this so they don't dribble all over the bottom of my stove. As if it's gonna make a difference. I need to clean my stove too. My oven, not stove, my oven. They are perfect. Oh, crispy and cheesy and tatery on the top, and then the meat and the veggies on the bottom. And to watch this for a little while, it just came out. I'm going to come by and touch one. You're like, ooh, I'll take one. From the handle, Okay, so I'll let you go, and thanks for watching Vlogmas Day 3. And if you've never thought to subscribe, I would love to get to know you. So if you hit the subscribe button, it's free, right up there in the right-hand corner. You want to. Take care, everybody. Bye.